You're such a good boy. Hi friends, it is a beautiful day out today. It's the first nice day we've had in quite a while, probably at least a week. So we do have some folks out in the park behind me, and we may hear some other sounds of summer, as I like to call them, but I couldn't pass up the chance to teach outside today. Of course, we have our lovely backdrop finally starting to get some flowers this year. I remember last year was pretty, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, empty in comparison to this year. So garden's really starting to get going, and it's going to be a fantastic backdrop for us today too. I've got Scooter with me, loves being outside. He's already purring up a storm. But I'm not certain that I really have a plan for us today. Thinking I might like to try some hand balances, but you know, we'll just kind of take the day as it comes. So if you want to sit up or lay down, whatever is most comfortable for you for beginning meditation, we'll get started. So take a couple deep breaths, bringing yourself onto your mat. Allowing your mind to settle. Allowing your body to settle. Make sure your pelvis is sitting evenly on the floor between front and back, left and right. Notice how your breath is moving today. So maybe it's a little shallow, or maybe it's moving really easily and your breaths are already at their full expanse, or somewhere in between. Relax your shoulders, relax your face. feel ready on an inhale, you can feel your breath begin to deepen. And we'll start out with some beginning stretches. Reaching up with both arms, interlacing the fingers, straightening the palms face up. Dropping your chin down to your chest and tucking your low ribs in. And then we'll drop the arms over to the right. Inhale up, drop them over to the left. Inhale up, over to the right one more time. Inhaling up, over to the left. Inhale up, then we'll release. We'll roll through the shoulders. Nice and easy. Trying to find all the spots. Might be a little bit crinkly. Change directions. We haven't already. And before we get started with anything else, we'll start with a little bit more of a shoulder stretch. So we'll take both of our arms out to the side. And we're going to take our right arm, set it on top of the left, bend the elbows, bring the hands to the backs together. Back of the hands together, my goodness. And then we're going to drop the top hand away if you have the space, and maybe wrap the fingers around the palms. So we're sitting up nice and tall, pulling the low ribs in, dropping the elbows, or lifting the elbows up and dropping the shoulders away from us. So down towards the floor. Big breaths in and out. And then we'll inhale, open up, and do the other side. So this time, left elbow sits on top of the right, flex the hands, flex the elbows, bring the backs of the hands together. And if you have the space, top hand drops forwards, and we bring the palms together. Lifting up the elbows, dropping the shoulders. I'm going to inhale, open up, and roll through the shoulders one more time. So we'll come onto our hands and knees. Wrists right underneath the shoulders, knees right underneath the hips, and move through some cat extended cat poses. So big inhale here, exhale, lift. Inhale and open. Exhale and lift. Inhale and open. Exhale and lift. One more. Inhale and open. Exhale and lift. Excellent. So from here, we're going to plant the hands firmly, tuck under the toes, press the weight back into the heels, and then slowly see if you can just lift up the knees a little bit. Then transition back to downward facing dog. Press through the pads of each toe, through the knuckles, down through the heels. The heels do not have to touch the mat. If they do, you might have a little bit more space and be able to walk your feet a little further away from you. So then from here, we're going to walk the feet forward slowly all the way to the top or as far as they'll come, and then release the hands and hold on to the opposite elbow. Coming into a soft forward fold and allowing your chest to come down onto your thighs, bend at the knee, and feel your spine grow long with gravity. Then from here, release the elbows, inhale, come all the way up. Hands above the heart. And then press them together. Coming back to center, Samasthiti. Big inhale. Exhale, release. Inhale, hands come up. Exhale, they come all the way down. Inhale, half left. Exhale, hands down, step back. Move through your vinyasa. Taking your time. Then stepping the feet forward, up in between the hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. And then bend the knees, inhale, come all the way up. High. Hands above the heart. And exhale. So we're going to do that one more time. Really pay attention to the way that you're loading weight into your shoulders and to your hands on the floor. So big inhale here. Exhale, release. Inhale, hands come up. Exhale, hands come down. Inhale, half left. Exhale, hands down. Feel your weight already starting to load into the hands and all of the corners of your fingers, of the palms down on your mat. Then step back, come into plank, and as you come all the way down, make sure that your whole hand still is down on the mat. Then we inhale, coming up for upward facing dog. We have some lightness in the elbows here, so the pose is very buoyant. And then exhale, transition back, downward facing dog. Then from here, we're just going to come down onto our knees, coming into child's pose, keeping this short, bringing the hands back behind us, maybe wrapping them around the pinky toes, taking a couple breaths here. And then we'll inhale and come up. And we're going to load a little bit more weight into the shoulders. So this is not going to be hand balances, it's just going to be weight prep. So you can choose to either keep your hands down on your mat, fingers with lots of space in between them, or you can interlace the fingers, and as an Ashtangi, we keep our pinkies straight. So either variation is fine. We want to bring the elbows in a little bit closer than our shoulders so that when we put pressure into them, you'll see they slide out a little bit through the skin. So we have some give in the way that our body is made. Then from here, we're going to come up onto our knees. And if this is not too much of a problem, then we're going to tuck under the toes and lift up the knees. So it's like we're in downward facing dog, but our elbows are on the floor. So we can walk the feet in, and what we're doing is working towards stacking the hips over the shoulders. And this is called dolphin pose. The knees do not have to be anywhere near straight, but we want to feel our hands behind us and weight being loaded into the shoulders. And this is a really great prep pose for Pincha Mayurasana, which is a forearm balance, or headstand. But you'll notice right now, my head is not on the floor. So you can come in and out of this pose as much as you need to. Just stay steady in the pose. A couple more breaths here. And then we'll release back down onto the knees, release the toes, and come back into child's pose. Allow your shoulders to drape over the knees. Arms are soft. And we'll bring the hands back up underneath us. And if you'd like, we can work a little bit towards headstand. So you can either do dolphin, just like what we did before, or take the same stance and just tuck your head right underneath here. Now, I will say the caveat is you should only do headstand at home if you've already been taught in a studio with supervision from a licensed yoga teacher. So if you have not already had that instruction, just do dolphin like what we just did. But if you have had that in-studio instruction where someone has watched you and said, okay, you're safe to practice this at home, you can practice headstand with me. So I'm just going to tuck my head right at the crook of my wrists where they come together. Bring my elbows in nice and short so that when I press down, I can feel them slide a little bit further apart. But my head is, and my shoulders are so energized. I'm pushing away from the floor so much, and this is in both poses, dolphin and headstand. I'm pushing away from the floor so much, my head gets light. So really, most of the weight is in the forearms. It is not in the head at all. So from here, same idea. We're just walking the feet in. And so for me today, this is my practice. My toes stay down. I'm not trying to get anywhere. I'm just holding the pose and building strength. And then when we're ready, we can come out. You know, that was a lot of work on top of the pose we just did. Allow our hands to come back behind us, coming back into child pose one more time. Alright, inhale and come up. We're going to bring the hands behind us, interlace the fingers, and press them down towards the toes. So there's a lot of activation across the front line. Now we're going to try and open that back up. If you'd like, you can lift your chin just a little bit. And we'll bring the hands back down. We're going to pick up our right arm, reach it out, and then inhale, palm face up, coming down towards the mat. So we're going to come into thread the needle prep. Now if your shoulder doesn't come all the way down, you can take the block, set it here, and relax this way. So you have the space. So as we come down, we shift the hips back and to the right. You have a tendency to want to shift off to the left. We're dropping the tailbone down towards the mat. Pressing the tops of the feet into the mat as well. Then we're going to bring the extended hand, our left hand back next to the face. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, come down. Other side. Inhale, lift up through the left. Turn the palm face up, bring it underneath. Come all the way down. Hips shift back and to the left. And you can extend your right hand up towards the top of the mat. We're thinking about bringing our underarm here down towards the floor. And then we'll inhale and come up. Open up to the side. Exhale, release. Do 2 more cat extended cats. And then we're going to sit our butts down. We're going to come into a soft fish pose. So I like to do this pose with a rolled up blanket when I want it a little bit softer. So that's what I'm going to take today. I'm going to roll this up. I'm going to put it horizontally behind me and then lean back so that it comes right underneath my underarms here. And then as I relax back and over the prop, I start to get this opening across the chest. As we relax down, feel the collarbones opening up and away from each other. And the effort of the class starts to fade away. Couple more breaths here. All the way in, all the way out. And now you can choose to stay here for Shavasana or bring your hands up behind the head. Inhale, lift up, come into a soft forward fold. And then we'll move our prop out of the way or to a different location. I think I'm actually just going to take it, pop it underneath my knees, so a little bit of softness here, and then lay back one more time for Shavasana. So we're allowing ourselves to sink into the pose, releasing any effort from class. And just being with our breath, following it in, following it out. Softening where you can soften. Allowing your major joints to settle into the earth. Allowing your breath to move freely without any control. And settling in to be present with your body and with your breath. remember, you are always welcome to stay here as long as you wish. But if you'd like to end with me, you can start to find small movements in fingers and toes, wrist or ankle circles, a roll of the head, stretch of the arms, whatever helps you feel at home in your body. And then whenever you feel ready, you can slowly roll off to one side, taking your time. And then working your way back up to seated. So I hope you enjoyed this class. I know it was a short one, but at least we got some weight loaded into our shoulders, got a little bit of heat, and I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day, night, wherever you are. So as always, thank you very much for practicing with me today. Take care. Namaste.